So we've been talking about these temporary security credentials, but actually how do we get a hold of them? And that's where this service comes into play, this security token service, STS. So it's a web service that enables you to request temporary limited privilege credentials for either IAM users or for federated users. And we just talked about identity federation, so users that are outside of AWS. And so this service is a global service. If you were to go into the AWS console and type in STS, nothing will come up because you can't access it through the console. You can only access it programmatically. And there's actually an endpoint for it. So there's one that's sts.amazonaws.com. So that's where all the requests get generated. And an STS returns, so like once you use the API to get that STS, it's going to return an access key ID, a secret access key, a sessions token, an expiration. You're going to notice the first two should be very noticeable to you because it's the same thing when you do programmatic access with a user. It's the same stuff. And in fact, you can take this, the access key ID and secret access key and put it in your AWS credentials file and make a profile. Of course, these will be temporary, so it's not great for long-term storage, but the point is that they're exactly the same. It's just that they're temporary. And if you want to actually get this token, you have to use the API actions for STS, which you could use either the SDK or the CLI to use. And so this is a list of them. The top three are the ones that are most likely in use. So we have assume role. That's used anytime IAM role gives you an STS. Remember we talked about AWS. Every time you use IAM, it gives you an STS, but you don't see it. It uses assume role. Same with cross-account roles, it uses assume role. Then you have SAML, that's for the Enterprise Identity Federation. And then you have assume role with web identity, which is the one we really need to know for the developer associate, and that's authenticating to Facebook, Google, et cetera, et cetera. So let's look at that in more detail and see how that works.